Hello everyone, and welcome to the 51st episode of Analyzing Evil, featuring Freddy Kreuger from the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise. Freddy Kreuger has been haunting the dreams of children and adults alike for nearly 4 decades through an abundance of slasher movie camp and copious amounts of nightmarish gore. There are 9 films in this franchise, and in this video, we'll be covering information that we receive in 7 out of those 9 films. Those being Nightmare on Elm Street 1 through 5, Freddy's Dead, The Final Nightmare, and Freddy vs. Jason. Unfortunately, as is quite common with slasher film
How does
dynasties,
Twitch
a
allow
number of
these
these
emails?
films
I have no
leave a
idea.
lot
I don't
to
think
be
Twitch
desired.
knows what that is, to be honest.
They do form a somewhat
Sometimes I feel like there's just one person in like a small office just accepting these emotes. Like Twitch as a whole doesn't look at these emotes.
cohesive story for Freddy, which is an achievement that a few
Bro, I
other
seen
series
some
in the
wild ass
studio
emo. I
notably
seen
lack. There are, of course,
a little gif of like an anime girl like getting fucked as an emote.
a few continuity issues, but aside from
But it
that,
was just her
you can
face.
draw a fairly complete storyline from these films. I'd like to note that I won't be delving into every detail of Freddy's numerous crimes or choice of dialogue, as to do so would be redundant. So keep that in mind as we move
I was
forward.
gonna understand
We'll
that one.
start by delving into
Was
Freddy's
you?
backstory, taking a look at the sickening child murderer he was as a man, before we take a look at the monster he became in death, the brutal, nightmarish invader of dreams that would plague the denizens of Springwood for years after the
Not gonna lie, Freddy
destruction
Kreuger was
of his
funny as
corporeal
hell.
form. An unwanted and bloodthirsty trespasser
was
in
funny
one's
as
own
hell.
mind is a terrifying concept. And though Freddy's character is partially based on a real-world occurrence, in reality, Freddy can do us no harm. But we're all subject to breaches into our personal lives in many different ways, and one of those ways is financially. However, you can protect yourself from any unwanted incursions into your finances by taking advantage of our sponsor for this video, privacy. Privacy is an incredibly useful tool that allows
Niggas not paying me.
Now, without further ado, let's begin.
I'm awake
Frederick
so you
Charles Kreuger
If I
was
can't go
born in
back
the
to
month of
sleep.
September
I'm
in
modding anyway.
1942
Who you modding
to
for?
Amanda Kreuger and an unknown father. His mother was a nun who cared for the inmates at the Weston Hills
I
Mental
know.
Hospital. And over a
That sounds
Christmas holiday
crazy.
in
Freddy
1941,
was
she was
a
accidentally
wavy
locked
killer.
into the asylum.
He
in
was
a section-
swaggy. I'm not gonna lie. He was swaggy, bro. How tall is... And he's effective, bro. Like, I feel like he's the most effective one out of all these serial killers because you can't do shit to the nigga, for real. Only in, like, your dreams type shit. He feel only, like, kill niggas while you sleep. So, like, it's either don't get sleep or, just die. Freddy... I'm not on Google, though. I'm not on Google. I don't know why like, they changed it to Bing. It's literally this only string that they changed it to Bing. I hate this fucking bright ass. Oh my god, bro. 5'9". I'm not... A 5'9" nigga cannot kill me. I'm gonna be real. I'm not dying from a 5'9" nigga. How strong? Change search engine. How I do that? Freddy Kreuger goes to murder his victims in his dreams. Real world. Causing their death in the real world. In dreams, is a powerful force. Dreaming. However, when Freddy is pulled back into the real world, he is a normal human with vulnerable. Okay, so you gotta pull that nigga. He has a weakness, though. You gotta pull that nigga into the real world. But how do you do that, bro? That's interesting.
where they housed the most brutal and murderous inmates that had been confined to this facility. Amanda was then raped countless times by
How do
these
you even
criminals.
get put on
Due to
Freddy's
this
like
occurrence,
killing list?
Freddy would come to be known as the son of 100 maniacs.
Oh my
A
god.
fact that is considered to be the
This nigga
reason
is
that
scary.
Freddy, unlike many villains, was born evil. Whether that's truly the case or not, Freddy did end up...
Out of all the killers, Leatherface is the strongest. He's the wackest one out of all the killers. For real? I never seen a Texas Chainsaw movie. Am I bad for that, bro? I watch horror all the time, but I never seen like a Texas Chainsaw movie, bro.
Up developing antisocial personality disorder, and we're shown
It's
that
hard for me to sit through like Saw movies too.
he displayed at least one of the behaviors associated with this disorder from a young age, that being the killing of small animals.
But Saw are
He's
cool.
also likely
I used to watch Saw when I was little, bro, but now I can't sit through them.
social outcast as a child, as we see in the same scene that he was ridiculed by his fellow classmates for being the son of 100 maniacs, a fact that I'm sure contributed to his desire to harm his classmates in one way or another. To make matters worse, Freddy was adopted by an abusive alcoholic, Mr. Underwood.
Jesus.
And I'm sure the terrible treatment he received at home contributed
How do you
to
get
his violent
adopted by
behavior.
ill parents?
These facets of Freddy's life undoubtedly helped him in developing this disorder. And not only that, but over time,
He's just
the
a regular immortal compared to these others, for real?
violence inflicted upon him, coupled with his own violent behavior, led to Freddy developing masochism. And in his
Yeah.
teenage years, we see that Freddy had become immune to his father's punishments. and
There's
began to
probably
derive
an
pleasure
analyze
from cutting
evil on
himself
him,
with a
too.
straight razor, a compulsion which would follow him well into adulthood and the afterlife. In that same scene, we see where Freddy finally snapped and committed his first murder, returning all of the pain his adopted father had inflicted upon him by ending his life. Though Freddy had plenty of disadvantages when it came to his early development, at some point, he met a woman, Loretta, and fell in love, marrying her and fathering a daughter, Catherine, and against all odds, he began to live a
That's
normal
an ugly
life,
ass little
working a
kid.
job at the local power plant to provide for his
That's
family.
why
Though it seemed
the
he
only one with
legitimately
a
tried to lead a
chainsaw.
healthy life, this
I
was
guess
only
so.
a facade,
What positives
as Freddy
does he have?
spent his free
Is he
time
just a
capturing
lame?
children and taking them to the boiler room.
He ain't
near
got
his
no
workplace,
positives?
where he would murder them in a variety of gruesome
Because
fashion.
I don't know. Some of these like characters have weaknesses. Like Jason is water. I can't think of a weakness for Michael Myers. I never seen Pinhead. I know, crazy.
During his time spent as the Springwood slasher,
Freddy is fire.
Freddy murdered a total of 20 children, as well as his wife, before he was captured and put on
real?
trial for his crimes. A trial that would be thrown out on a technicality. A terrible example of the justice system failing. Now, aside from the murder of his wife, Freddy committed every murder we've discussed so far for one reason only: revenge. And Freddy was a highly damaged man who sought to take revenge against his adopted father for abusing him, and revenge against his former classmates for mistreating him when he was a child. The cruelty of Freddy Kreuger is highlighted in these murders, as rather than taking revenge on these people personally, he does so indirectly by killing their children, thereby providing them with a level of ongoing suffering in the form of grief and emotional torment, which I'm sure Freddy found much more satisfying than the quickness of death. Thus, with their own revenge in mind, the citizens of Springwood
He's
took
literally
matters
a
into their own
human,
hands
that's why
and murdered
I've never
Freddy by
seen
setting him on fire in his den of evil. An act which is pretty justifiable, considering that he may have gotten
guys
away with
being
his murders
stupidly
had they
strong.
not done so. However, as is beautifully revealed through
For
3D
real.
segments and final
Damn,
Nightmare,
bro. I ain't never
Freddy
watched
were
the
packed
movie.
with dream
I gotta.
visions that would
Are the
seem
movies trash? Or are they good?
serving as an agent of their desire.
Because not gonna lie, the way you describe them, you make it sound like this nigga's just trash. He can bust a nigga head open with his hands by squeezing. Damn.
To blur the lines between the dream world and
Oh, yeah.
reality, rendering Freddy an immortal haunt
Oh,
of the
yeah.
nightmares of the children of Springwood. Though this might
But
be
some
true,
some of
we
these
can also
some of
peg
these
Freddy's undying wish
villains,
for revenge
some of these
against those who
monsters
have
be
wronged
OP.
him as one of the core reasons why his spirit manifests as a revenant.
I feel
after his
like all the
demise.
monsters
As
just
now,
have to have like
Freddy's
one
revenge
weakness.
has been turned towards the children
At
of those
least.
who burned him alive. In later films, this revenge
But
is
this
put
nigga
aside
sounded like
somewhat,
a
as it would
loser.
seem that once his revenge has been satisfied, he still retains the undying
Texas
wish to
Chainsaw,
simply
he sounded
kill,
like
which
a
could also
loser.
be another component of his power. Even though Freddy derives his status as an immortal being from the powers granted to him by demons and his own desire for revenge, he also gains power through the souls of others, becoming stronger with each kill, absorbing the souls
I
of the
just know
slain
him.
into his body, an ability that's crucial in rebuilding his power after he's dealt with in the first film.
Oh
After
yeah,
his
don't this
demise,
nigga have
the appearance of
regeneration?
the once average-looking Freddy changes dramatically, donning a faded brown hat, a tattered red and green sweater, and his favored tool of torture. Freddy has taken his injuries into the afterlife, becoming a mess of scars and burnt flesh that add a visceral note to his already intimidating presence. Prior to his transformation, in tandem with his appearance, Freddy displayed an average enough personality, but when he was indulging in his murderous endeavors, his cruelty and sadism manifested in abundance. And now, after his death, he's living as that brutal sadist full-time, often showing us that he has an incredibly sick sense of humor, toying with his victims before granting them their deaths. As I said, his masochism seems to have carried over as well, as though
I hate being a kid in this mature ass. Hate being still half asleep. What happened? Not gonna lie, Daphne, it sounds like them niggas stressing you out. Is it I know how to mod, but like for that chat specifically, is it like really hard? Because I only mod for 2 people. I mod for this streamer called Taekwondo, and I mod for in Bookie's chat. The only reason I know about Leatherface was a video of Leatherface versus Jason versus Michael Myers. You used to watch those videos too? I used to watch parody videos of Freddy versus Jason. Daphne, are they bullying you?
though at one point he
Are they-
remarks how being mortal hurts.
Are they
He likely still
bullying you,
feels some
Daphne?
degree of pain after his death, and we see him mutilating himself several times to instill
I'm playing.
fear into his victims, which I'm sure brings him a certain amount of psychological, if not physical, pleasure. Before his death, Freddy was limited in his capacity to inflict pain on others by the confines of his mortal coil, causing suffering through the use of many horrid implements of torture and other physical means. Now that he's transcended into the realm of dreams, Freddy can cause havoc in any way
They
that he
want to
can think of.
dick me.
And throughout all
Because
of
I
these
have
films,
2 people not been trolling. I fuck with them. But they do it so. They do it so the randoms feel like they can do it too. I could never be bully twin. Not gonna lie, when I used to mod for this nigga, I still mod for him, but not anymore since I started streaming. Every time I come to like in his chat now, it feels weird because there's a whole bunch of new chatters, and it's not like they bully me how they bully you, but it's like they don't know me. It's not like a family anymore. It's more outgoing. That's why I like small streamers more, Daphne. I like modding for small streamers because I feel more connected to the streamer in a way. Like the streamer cares a little bit more, but like when you mod for like a big person, it's like that disconnect. What's it called? Yeah, back when I used to mod with this nigga Ty, he used to average like 100 to 200 people, and it felt very homey. I don't know how to describe it. New chatters feel so entitled. Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you. But I can't be mad at them at the same time because, you know what I'm saying? They don't know no better. Mod for 2. Yeah, I know. One myself. Kind of a big deal too, you feel me? Kind of a really underrated biggest underground streamer happening right now, Daphne. But what was I saying? I forgot what I was talking about. It felt like I knew everybody back when this guy was averaging like 100 people, and it felt like everybody knew me. And now I just feel more distant, like I have to reintroduce myself to like new chatters. And the thing is, like when I troll, what you say? I'm gonna just say it over again. when oh wait, about the other thing, I'm never mind, Daphne, never mind. It don't matter. Never mind. What was I gonna say, nigga? You throw me off. I know people in chat because we be in the Discord. Oh, so you actually be in the Discord with them niggas. The Discord is too big for me. Ty's Discord is way too big for me, bro. There's way too many people. What was I saying, bro? I forgot what I'm saying.
We see Freddy preying on his victims in dozens of imaginative ways, many of which typically consist
Yeah, Taekwondo.
preying upon certain facets of a person's life, like their desires, personality, and fears. In this dream world...
Wait, you know about Taekwondo, Juice, though? Yeah, we be playing games and shit, but new people be thinking I'm playing. Oh, yeah, bro. That's enough. That's what I was gonna say. When I troll a lot, right? I'm like a troll type chatter, you feel me? So I be messing with the streamer, you feel me? I be saying little slick stuff. So every time with new chatters, old chatters already know what I'm on. They already know who I am, you feel me? With new chatters, they be disrespectful with it because they don't know me, you feel me? So they just think I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, diss them. Some people, when I'm a mod, bro, I be trolling so much, niggas be like, yo, how the fuck this nigga get mod? He's a troll. But, like, I'm a familiar face, so it's like, they don't understand, you feel me? Yeah, I watched Nico, that's how I found him. Yeah, bro, I'm out for that nigga. Damn, okay, you still? Yeah. Tap into Taekwondo. He really be talking some, like, real shit, bro. Ty, he be talking some real shit. If I were to put you on any YouTuber, it's Ty. He's a dating coach, but he's not like a red pill dating coach. He's not, he doesn't disrespect women. He doesn't, you know what I'm saying? He's not one of those coaches that just devalue women, just blame women for all their problems, you feel me? He really breaks down the dynamic and you know what I'm saying? He really breaks down dating and like gives real life dating advice. I love trolling people. I know in chat, but not random people. Sometimes I'd be doing it to the randoms. Not gonna lie, sometimes I'd be doing it to the randoms. And the grunts, bro. The grunts hate me, bro. Every time an ad plays, I just go off, bro. The grunts hate me. How was your first time chatting dick riding me? It be like that, bro. And sometimes you know what I'm saying, you just gotta take it, bro. Because I realize, like, they don't know no better. So I'm not gonna get mad at no random grunt. They don't know me. How am I gonna get mad at you when you don't know me?
Freddy is nigh immortal, and though he can be stopped momentarily by his victims when they're in his domain, he will always regenerate and continue to pursue them until they either wake up or die. However,
it's like you don't know
Freddy
what you're
does have
talking
his
about.
weaknesses, namely that he needs a vessel from which he can project himself into the dreams of others, and he can also be stopped through an absence of fear of him, or if nobody remembers him, which renders his ability to infect the dreams of others obsolete.
No, I'd be
When
laughing.
taking on the souls
It
of
was
others,
funny as fuck
viewing
sometimes.
his own reflection, and thus the
Give it
reflection of those he's
to you.
absorbed, reflects their pain back onto himself. He can also be pulled from the dream.
Bro, I
world
be
and
running
taken
those
into
ads sometimes.
reality.
Nah, I don't even have to run ads no more for real. Because they play every 30
He's given a
minutes.
mostly-
But they play like one out of like 8 ads, like 8 or 9 ads, and they be pissed.
Immortal form, one that can still endure a significant amount of damage, but one that can be killed nonetheless. However, unfortunately for the populace of Springwood, Freddy never truly stays dead, and even after the events of Freddy vs. Jason, we find that Freddy is likely still alive and well, just waiting for the opportunity to return and bring torment to his children. So with that in mind, who was and is Freddy Kreuger? He was a child born of a horrific act of gang rape, one who
Dang,
grew up with that reality
that's not
hanging over
a
his
no word. I can't say that on Twitch.
head, forcing him into a position of constant ridicule. Once born into this world, he was forced into a home with an abusive and
He said
alcoholic
great.
father.
He said
who
great,
tormented
Twitch.
him for the
He
majority
said
of
great.
his young life.
I'll be right back. I say that.
Caused Freddy to develop violent behaviors of his own. Behavior he projected upon others and himself. After murdering the man who brought him so much pain in his youth, Freddy would seemingly use this moment to sever his past, moving on to start a family of his own, and living an average life as a working man in the small town of Springwood. However, the this wasn't meant to be, as Freddy could never truly shed the traumas he experienced, and rather than dealing with them in any healthy way whatsoever, he turned to rage, and then revenge, doling out punishment and abuse on the innocent in order to spite the guilty. Caught by his wife before murdering her, Freddy was eventually apprehended by the authorities after committing at least 22 murders during his time on the mortal plane. 22 murders that he never answered for, in a legal sense, due to a technicality. Murdered by the parents of his victims, Freddy would make a deal with demons and transcend into the ethereal world, becoming a living nightmare that sought to achieve the same goal he had lived for during his life: revenge. In his pursuit of this revenge, Freddy would murder 34 people through various gruesome and horrific dreamscapes, marking these people's last moments as nothing short of a terror-filled nightmare. Cruel, sadistic, pedophilic, and brutal to the core, Freddy Kreuger in life was a sick, spiteful, and abhorrent person, the lowest of the low, who turned his own traumas onto the innocent in order to satisfy his own twisted desires. In death, Freddy was every bit a monster, one whose malicious intent transcended the confines of mortality to manifest itself.
Yo, what's good, Berkio?
A wraith sent from the depths of hell to torture the souls of his enemies in the most gruesome ways imaginable.
What's good, Berk?
Though his character has suffered through an onslaught of camp and poor storytelling, Freddy Kreuger, without a doubt, rises above it all and cements himself as one of the most iconic and terrifying slasher villains to ever appear in cinema. And he is without a doubt a vile beast, one that embodies the most revolting and macabre aspects of evil. Thank you all for tuning in to this episode of Analyzing Evil.
That's that nigga mom, bro. I remember this. This is that nigga Jason's mom, bro. He was tormenting this nigga with water and his mom, bro. You know how sick this is? Look at Jason.
Evil.
What's good, Core E?
And I hope you've enjoyed.
What's
What are
good?
your thoughts on Freddy? Did I miss anything? Let me know down below.
What's
And leave
good?
A suggestion for a
Burke EO.
villain you'd like to see featured in a
Get
future
up, little
episode
nigga.
while you're at it. If you liked this
Bro,
video
that
and
shit
want
is
to see more
sick,
like
bro.
it appearing in
When
your
I
feed,
seen that the first
click the
time, I was
subscribe
like,
button to keep up
damn.
on the latest episodes. And feel free to leave a like.
This nigga
down
Freddy
below.
is a
Thank
bully,
you once
bro.
again to all of my existing subscribers for your continued and incredible support. If you
W video, man.